Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video. Now today is going to be a spicy one, ladies and gentlemen, and one that I believe everybody, and I mean everybody, is talking about right now. And if you are not under a rock on the internet, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, and that is skill-based matchmaking here in the Cold War Alpha. And not necessarily the fact that it's in the game, but the degree that it's in the game. So we're gonna be having a one of my better gameplays that I have on my absolute favorite map on the alpha, and that is Moscow. I was trying out the MP5 and I was absolutely shredding. I believe this was honestly within the first hour or two, ironically, before real skill-based matchmaking took effect. And we're gonna be having a talk on how I feel about that whole subject. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, man. Skill-based matchmaking, also known as SBMM, as it has been trending on Twitter for the last whole day. It's pretty much all stemming from, this whole conversation is all stemming from this alpha. And I just want to, get this right off the bat. I don't necessarily hate skill-based matchmaking being in pubs, but what I hate is the degree at which they are in the pubs. And let me first off give you a forewarning as you're watching this gameplay. This is day one Call of Duty inverted, and I will never ever in my life get more turned than this. This was probably like 2 or 3 hours into my first play session here in the alpha. So I was, starting to get the movement, starting to get my sensitivity down, and I was cracked on a whole nother level. But I don't want to necessarily have to play like this every single time. Of course, it's a new game. Everyone's going to be sweating. I'm cool with that. That's how it's always going to be in the beginning of the game. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to run into people with season in their name and one-syllable, gamer tags and the X's and the dashes and all that shit. Just CDL wannabe pros every game. And so this is going to bring me to my next point with skill-based matchmaking. Is I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. I've been scrolling through the comments for the last 12, 14 hours or so, however long it's been a discussion. And there's a lot of people that are saying, like, if you don't like skill-based matchmaking, just get better. And the fucking irony in that is just, it's insane to me. The shitters want to tell the people that have played this game for years, if you don't like the way it's going, just get better. Huh? Do you not listen to that sentence and scratch your head? Like, you thought of that whole tweet, typed it out, looked it over, asked your girlfriend, hey, does this tweet look okay for me to send out? And you both said yes, and that is mind-blowing to me. It's really a simple fix in this whole argument. Just add ranked play, nerd. It legitimately is that simple. So, how old Call of Duties used to be would be, you would have your standard variety of modes, TDM, Dom, I don't remember if Kill Confirmed has been in for a long time. I think it has been though. Hardpoint, S&D, Control here as of late. Now the 3 main competitive modes are Hardpoint, S&D, and most likely Control. It's been CTF in the past, and then it was Dom this year, but I think almost every pro imaginable would agree that Dom this whole year competitively does not count. This last year, Modern Warfare year, absolutely sucked ass. It was fundamentally broken. That's a topic for another day. But anytime you would queue up before there was ranked play, you would understand that if you played Hardpoint, S&D, or Control or CTF, that you're more likely to find those sweats. And most people that say the word sweat, me included, are people that are on the same turnedness as them, on the same level of trying somewhat the same skill level, sometimes not as good, sometimes better. And so that term is technically a relative term, because you could have, little Timmy I sit in the corner with my double claymores and ride shield on Modern Warfare, get, stuck with the syntax and call that guy a sweat. So it's really relative. But, there is a certain skill gap where you should be called a sweat. And I would definitely put myself in that category. I will, self-deem myself that category, as if this gameplay is not enough. I was McTurnt this whole game. And it's just, I'm losing my train of thought, but you would go to these game modes and you would know that you would find those players more. But now with skill-based matchmaking, you can't even go into TDM, kill confirmed, the most casual of modes, without finding the exact same skill level players in you. And I don't mind playing the same skill level players, as long as I get a choice. Let me have the choice to go into ranked play. Let me go warm up in TDM or Dom to warm up my shot and then go play against people that I know are going to be the same skill level. But when you just automatically throw me into the fucking meat grinder that is skill-based matchmaking to this degree, let me say this a little bit louder, to this degree, it does not need to be like that. Not even close. Tune it down. Make it a bracket. I understand people that are just now playing the game, like it could be a little bit turned off for them if they have to go against, you know, Scumpy. Like, they're not gonna have a good time. But guess what, motherfucker? Nobody that ever started out in anything was the best at what they did. Guess what? They probably got shit on in some form or another. Hopefully not OBJ style, but who am I to judge? And then guess what? They played the game more and more, and they got shit on less and less and less, and they got better. And like, this makes me feel like such a like old man River in the gaming community. Like, oh, these goddamn kids don't understand how hard I had to work to have this 2KD. But that's legitimately how I feel, man. Like, you know how many years it took me to like understand the COD sense, to understand spawns, which, side note, thank God we finally get back in this game. And to understand like recoil patterns and just all these little minute things that make up a good Call of Duty player. And you're gonna have these kids that come in here and think that they should just get it handed to them. Like, here's your participation trophy, mister. You've played 1 hour in the last 2 years. You should definitely deserve to go 40 and 10. No, man. No. And that's why I pointed out earlier in this that the irony in people that are tweeting, if you don't like skill-based matchmaking, just get better. And I think one of the last points that I want to bring up in this, because I don't necessarily want to talk forever, I feel like I could talk forever on this topic, is that I don't mind it being in the game. But to this degree that it is in this alpha is obscene. The first hour, 2, 3, maybe 4 that I played was it was fun. I was getting used to the game. I could use whatever gun that I wanted, and that's a big point too that I want to touch on. I could use whatever gun that I wanted. Oh man, that guy got absolutely horked on though. I could use whatever gun I wanted to. I could figure it out. I could, you know, still do well using those guns because of all those prior years in Call of Duty experience that I've had, and the random matchmaking. It could have been random that I had people better than me in one game, but for the most part, I'm gonna be above the average player, which means more times than not, I can use whatever gun I want and have a good gameplay and have fun. But after that 3-4 hour mark, you could really start to tell the names change. If you guys can tell, in this game, there's people that have, like, you know, all the numbers in the name. One thing that I always used to say in Fortnite, I hate that game, but you know, in Fortnite, if I ever had a random duo with more than 2 or 3 numbers in their name, more than likely you weren't that good. And 99.5% of the time, I was right. I was very rarely proven wrong by somebody that had more than 2 or 3 numbers in their name. And it's a tried and true, you know, technique in this game. And you could just tell the names would they would change. They would get shorter. They would get sweatier. They would, you know, leave out some vowels to make it just sound cooler. You know, they would misspell things on purpose because they were just edgy little teenagers just playing Call of Duty all day. Like I said, if it's in ranked play, I'm here for it. I signed up for it. And most of the time, probably 85% of the time, I'm gonna play ranked play. Because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the competitiveness of this game. But that's only in 3 modes: hardpoint, S&D, and control, most likely this year. When I'm playing TDM and there's no OBJ to play, and you can just sit there and lay down with your LMG or your shotgun or whatever and get rewarded for it, it is going to drive me up a wall. So that's my opinion on skill-based matchmaking. TLDR, I think it should be in the game, but not to the degree. Give me a ranked play so that I can sweat my ass off in my own realm. and then don't have it in the other modes as much so that I can warm up without being thrown into CDL, slide cancel, scump, please notice me with this fucking drop shot type lobbies. And that's it, man. So that's it for skill-based matchmaking. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on skill-based matchmaking, whether you guys like it, whether you're for it. I'm down to have educated conversations, whether you agree with me or you don't, legitimately. I'm not going to bash on you. I would love to have educated conversations with you as long as you come at me the right way and vice versa the other way. So, yeah, man, hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Peace out, YouTube.